Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is where we talk about sports with comedians. So let's get ready to bring in a comedian now so we get the show started. Let's get ready to bring in my man Howie Bell. Howie, how you doing, bro?
What's going on, good brother? You all right, man? What's happening, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good
Doing
day.
good.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you also. Bringing another comedian, Maurice Smith. Mo, how you doing, bro?
What's going on? I didn't know I was going to be on here with famous people and shit. Sit your ass down.
My man Jason Hayes, filmmaker Jason Hayes, also in the building. Jay, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
Hey, it's all good, man. Coming at y'all, from Native American land, Mohegan Sun, brothers.
Yeah, there it is. You must be really enjoying that out there, bro. All right, so we got a show. We gotta get through a lot of stuff today, man. So I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna go first because you know me. I hate having my stuff taken, so I'm gonna go first. It's selfish of me. Selfish of me. We got a lot of stuff we want to talk about first. Let me get my things up first. So I want to start right now with the greatest what could have been in sports. If you're sitting at home, meaning if this person, a player or team, if such and such didn't happen, it could have been the greatest, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna start with my number 5. Let me get my screen right. And my number 5, and I'm gonna go through mine because I'm really interested to hear yours. My number 5 right now is Reggie Lewis. Obviously, being in Boston and everything else, I want to see if Reggie Lewis hadn't died, what would have ended up happening with the Celtics. You know what I mean? I think that would have been really exciting to see what would have happened with Reggie Lewis. Number 4 for me, Hank Gathers. If Hank Gathers hadn't collapsed on the court, the Loyola Marymount forward who was doing work, especially during the tournament. You guys don't know he collapsed on the court while he was playing the game. I think it was during the NCAA tournament too. I can't remember that part. That's my number 4. My number 3, kind of odd, but I'm gonna throw this out there. What happens if Allen Iverson had played football? You know what I mean? Would he have ever even gotten out of jail? And would his mother have been able to go to if he decided that that football was going to be his thing? My number 2 is obviously Bo Jackson. I'm throwing this out there because Bo Jackson was having a phenomenal career. That's kind of low hanging fruit with Bo Jackson because of obviously what he was doing. And the most extremest, lowest hanging fruit for me, being a Boston Celtics fan, is my number 1 is my Len Bias, because Len Bias was doing work for obviously in college. And everybody in Boston still talks about Len Bias to this day. So that's my top 5. Howie, before I let you go next, let me bring in my man Daniel Duga. Duga, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
What's up, fellas?
All right, so Howie, give me your 5. Let's go from 5 to 1, and give me your 5, Howie.
It's all this stuff putting.
Howie fell out. Howie dropped out. Okay. So let's go with you, Mo. I'll bring Howie back in when he comes back in. Mo, give me your 5.
All right, so number 5 is, what would have been fucking Howie's list if he would have paid his Wi-Fi bill? I'm just trying to figure it out because he's in Detroit. Not like he ain't making the money. He travels all over the country and does stand-up, but yet still his Wi-Fi ain't working. Dude be in the middle of the ocean. His shit works.
Stop swearing. Keep going.
I don't know what happened.
My bad. But anyway, number 4, Mark Jackson. What happens to the Knicks if they don't trade Mark Jackson? They should have never traded Mark Jackson. That was the key right there. To me, number three, Peyton Manning. I honestly feel like Peyton Manning's career wasn't. When you look at Tom Brady and then you look at Peyton Manning, I think he should have had better. He just should have had better. Number 2, to me, is Vince Carter. Vince Carter should have been on a team that was going to take it all the way throughout his career. This is a phenomenal man. He didn't get the ring until he was damn near 2 weeks from retiring from his career.
Right.
And number 1, what would have been of all time? Charlie Brown. If Lucy lets him kick the ball, we don't know what happens.
I like that list. How we felt. Give me your 5. What's your 5?
Hey, I don't know what happened. I started talking. I got kicked out. I don't know what happened.
Right when you started, too. Right when you started.
Right when I started. All right, man. So we all know my man Jay Williams. I know if y'all are familiar with him, though. He's a very good ESPN broadcaster right now.
Yeah.
But if people don't know that he got to a real bad motorcycle accident. And he was like the second round. Like I hear he was the second overall pick in 2002 by the Chicago Bulls. And so yeah, he had that bad accident, man. And then like a couple weeks later, he was waived. Man, he only played I think 2 seasons. So and that was tough. That was tough business for him. He could have been a really good NBA player. Number 2, he was a player, but his career could have been much flourished much better than it was. Hank Gathers. You remember Hank Gathers?
Yeah. Well.
Yep, he had an abnormal heartbeat type of situation, and he actually played for USC and he played for Loyola, and he was, he collapsed one time, and then he got on the meds, and then he laid back off the meds because he felt like it wasn't, helping him out producing on the court, and he collapsed again, and he actually died on the court. And during a basketball game, so imagine what he could have been. Hey, Gathers, and that was right around time, not far from Lynn Bias as well, I think,
and leading the nation in scoring when he died.
That's right. That's right.
See what I'm saying? Yep.
Yeah.
We got a street basketball player named Pee Wee Kirkland. You remember him? He was a street baller. Yeah, he actually got offered a deal. He was like one of the baddest street cats. He played for a small, community college in North Carolina. He actually played for Norfolk State as well. But he was like averaging 41 points per game at this community college. He was incredible, but he was really known as a street baller. But this dude was a drug dealer. And he got offered a deal, actually a deal with the Bulls. He turned it down because like it wasn't enough money. And the money that they was offering wasn't the money that he was making on the streets. This is a really true story about this cat. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was a hell of a street baller and college player. Could have went to the NBA, turned it down because he was making more money on the streets. Ain't that crazy? I got my man Ernie Davis. Man, y'all remember Ernie Davis?
Syracuse.
Yeah.
He played for sure did play for Syracuse. He was the first Black Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
First Black Heisman Trophy winner, and he was supposed to actually play alongside Jim Brown, and but he got cancer, man, and passed away, and so he could never, so he could never, do it. He could never really, start his career off. Actually, it was right before his rookie season. He was going to go to Cleveland Browns. He had cancer, so yeah, that's deep, man. That's crazy. So I think my last one, okay, I had to kind of look up, and it was kind of funny. This guy name is Boobie Miles. You ever heard of Boobie Miles?
No, I haven't heard him. I never heard of Boobie Miles.
He was a Texas star. He was from Odessa, Texas, and he played football. He was like a big time football star. Yeah, and he blew his knee out, and before he let his knee heal up fast enough, he actually re-injured himself and ruined his whole career. But he was supposed to be like the really top, big time, star, college star, was supposed to be real successful in the NFL. So, Boobie Miles, that's my last.
Wow. Okay, all right. Dugai, you ready for yours, bro?
Hey, man, it's all good. I'm gonna say Michael Ray Richardson. Had he had smaller nose nostrils, he would have definitely been, because he was magic before magic.
Yeah,
He was.
He really was, man. He was kind of like the second coming of the Big Oscar. So if he had smaller holes in his nostrils, he may have been doing some big things. And I think he's up in Canada now. I think he's up in Canada coaching or something like that. The other guy that I had is Derrick Rose, man. I think Derrick Rose's career was cut short with the knee injury, man. I don't even think people really understand how explosive that dude was.
Right.
I mean, he was like a force of nature. What we saw Westbrook doing, he was doing all of that. The other guy is Hank Gathers. That's my era. That's when I was balling and whatnot. Those guys are a little bit behind me, but it's like he was your Adrian Dantley prototype with a little Daryl Griffith in him. At 6'4", 6'5", leading the nation in scoring, and that heart condition, man, took him down. The other brother was Lynn Bias, who I think is the bigger version of Michael Jordan This dude averaged, I mean, when he 3 years in college, he went from like 15 a game as a freshman, 18 a game, and like 23 his senior year when he was, I mean, his junior year when he was drafted. And we all know what happened. I don't think the Lakers would have at least 4 or 5 championships had this brother not passed away. And the other guy for me is Bo Jackson.
Right.
Bo Jackson was a freak of nature. Had he not gotten hurt, man, we would probably be talking about this is the GOAT of all GOATs in sports because he was just that gifted.
I like that list, and I'm gonna say
That's
one
my
thing.
five.
I'm gonna say one thing, Dugar. If Reggie Lewis and Len Bias had the backcourt of the Celtics, can y'all imagine that? Like that's where we was headed.
That was going to be scary. I'll never forget that day when Reggie passed away because Brian Shaw and I grew up together. Me, him, and Antonio Davis, we played on the summer league team together, and that was B. Shaw's best friend. That was his best friend.
I went to college with Reggie, and he was one of my best
and I
friends.
remember when I mean he was really down. We had to keep eyes on B. Shaw behind that, man, because that was his guy, and him passing away like that was crazy, man. You know, Boston would have so many more banners. We wouldn't even be talking about Lakers.
Yeah, they really would. Jay, Rodney Perry's in the building, y'all. Let me give a shout out to Rodney Perry. He just joined the show. RP in the building. Jay, give me your greatest what could have been moments in sports, and I always like your list, Jay. So let me see what your list look like today.
Well, I'm gonna do the low hanging fruit first. You know, with the overlap, Bo Jackson for sure.
Right.
I don't think Bo gets talked about nearly enough for how exceptional of a baseball player he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he was killing it as an MLB player and a football player playing part-time. So I mean, dude, you know, to get taken down like 4 years into it all is crazy. The other one for me is Len Bias, of course. It took me like 3 years to get over his passing. So, you know, we all know what that was. Number 3 for me is Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, yeah.
I really wonder what that dude could have been had he not started getting those injuries when he signed with the Reds. Like, he was never remotely the same player anymore. And his stats are crazy right now.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me is the 2020 Florida State basketball team. They had the best record in the ACC. They were like 26-5 or something like that. I mean, they were gelling. They got a lot of dudes off that team in the NBA right now starting. It was the best team Leonard Hamilton ever had, and COVID hit. And they canceled the NCAA tournament, and they never got a chance to go and compete after going to an Elite 8 the year before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 1 for me, Eldridge Tiger Woods. What that dude could have done had he not had the back injuries and the knee injuries and all those things, you know, that took him off the course, you know, way too soon.
Yeah. I like your list. Jay. I like your list. Rodney Perry's in the building, y'all. Rodney Perry's in the building. Rodney Perry, give me your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your obviously your greatest what could have been moments in sports or people in sports.
My list is very short. I watched this documentary called Hoop Dreams, man. And they showcased these two guys, Will Gates and Arthur Agee, and you know, all the stuff these guys went through, man. You know, you just wonder what type of player they would have amounted to be if they didn't fall those pitfalls, those life pitfalls. Then of course there's people you never hear about. You know, the movie that they did about the GOAT. That had hops, you know, it's catchy that we never heard about. That's great in their cities, and the GOAT that played by what's his name played
Don Cheadle,
Manigault, yeah, and you know who knows what this kid would have been if you know he don't get caught up on that narcotic, and I'm gonna leave it there. We can move on.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Moving on. It's not as I'm rolling back around to my turn. I want to jump into this. To me, the top 5 best clutch moments in sports. Now, you know, we could argue about this, but there's so many clutch moments in sports. There's so many. I'm gonna go through mine because you know, I want to make sure I get all yours in. For me, number 5, Ed Pickney catches the ball and dunks it in as Villanova beats Patrick Ewing and Georgetown. That's my number 5. Because to me, I didn't see that coming. I was like, yeah, that was that. And them just winning, I was like, that's one of the greatest moments. I love that. Ramil Robinson hitting them 2 free throws as Michigan ends up beating and get Seton Hall to win the national championship. I was like, that was dope. I remember that too, way back in 1989. Number 3, Larry Bird stealing the ball. From Isaiah Thomas as the inbound pass. Obviously, I had to represent the Celtics on this. But number 2 for me, I don't know if y'all remember this. You should have. Super Bowl, Mike Jones of the Rams tackles Kevin Dyson, the Tennessee Titans, on the 1-yard line to save the game right there. That was like, that's one of the most climactic Super Bowls of all time for me. Number 1 for me, again, representing Boston, Doug Flutie on the 37-yard line throws a bomb. I was there watching the game live. And I was like, way back in 84, I was like, you know what? No way. I thought the game was over. And obviously, my man catches wide receiver Gerald Phelan catches the ball, and the rest is history. Doug Flutie ends up winning the Heisman 3 weeks later. Boom, there you go. That's my top 5. And now, obviously, I could have added another 15 easy. But Howie, give me your top 5 best clutch moment in sports.
Oh, man, that's tough business, man. So many, man. Why did you have to bring up that Isaiah Thomas inbound pass to Dennis Johnson, brother? You just brought back some old memories from high school. That just hurt my feelings, brother.
Sorry, bro.
Thought we was better than that. Look here, man. Listen, no particular order. We got the University of Houston, man. They played the University of Michigan. I remember this, too. And a brother by the name of Jordan Poole, playing for the University of Michigan, hits the game-winning shot, man, to send the U of M to the Sweet 16. That was in 2018. Eli Manning. I'm gonna bring on one that might hurt your feelings, brother. Throws the pass to David Tyree in Super Bowl 42. And somehow, with the grace of God, magic, tape, and glue, I don't know what happened, the ball stuck to his head. And that was the shocker of that. That was the undefeated season, I think, as well, the Patriots, man. So that's tough business.
Less than a bug, though.
The Cleveland Cavaliers playing against the Golden State Warriors in the 2016. I'm sorry, Dugar. In the 2016 NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers came back from a 3-1 deficit to win that series right there. Had to be one of the biggest moments, and not only in LeBron's history, but in sports history. And I think that's the year that Draymond Green punched him in the nuts or something like that. Something happened that year too. So that was great. I got Kirk Gibson hitting that walk-off home run for the Dodgers in 1988. You remember that 1988 World Series?
Yeah.
And that was Game 5 of the World Series. They went on to win that. And the last but not least, number 1 is Michael Jordan, the shot in Game 5. Game 5, the first round against the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1989. Jordan hits the shot to win the game.
Yeah, I knew that shot was coming. I knew somebody was going to say that shot. I just knew it was coming. I knew it was coming somewhere. Let's see who's next. My man Maurice Smith. Mo, you give me your top 5.
Okay, I thought about this for a while. It's hard to pick just 5. But number 5, Lorenzo Charles, NC State. That when he grabbed the rebound, because now people thought it was a pass. And we called the rebound and put it in for NC State to win the NCAA championship. That was clutch. If you can't call that clutch, I don't know why you even watch sports. Of course, I'm going with David Tyree, dog, with the New York Giants fan. You know what I'm saying? I had to know something just because Frank is here.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen today.
But I go right after that, and I take the whole Boston Red Sox team when they won the first World Series to come back down from 3-0 and to go to New York and win and then bring it back home and to win the World Series. I don't see that. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see the Patriots win the Super Bowl when they were playing Atlanta. That's a clutch moment. The whole game was clutch. To be down that much that the paper was printing you as a loss, they had to bring all the papers back and reprint them that the Patriots won. Those right there. And Aaron Boone,
Hitting home run.
ALCS,
Game
1988, 1988 or 87, Frank?
No, Aaron Boone hit it in 2003, Game 7
Oh,
ALCS.
Okay, 2000. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was off. I'm thinking so. Aaron Boone, New York Yankees dog.
Game 7.
That's it.
83.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, I like your list. Let's see where we at, my man. Dugar, give me yours.
Oh wow! Like my man said, you could come up with 20 of these, man. I'm gonna go in any order. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be 5 to 1.
No, any order. I just put mine from 5 to 1. Any order.
Okay. For me was the Raiders Steelers game with the ball ricocheting and Franco Harris being in the right place at the right time and catching that ball and running in there untouched. That was clutch to me because
Isn't that called the immaculate reception?
The immaculate reception. Because at that time I was a diehard Raider fan, and that hurt for a while. Right. The other one for me was Vince Young in Rose Bowl versus USC. Man, that game went like this.
That was clutch.
Yeah, and that dude was clutch in everything he did, running, throwing, blocking when he had to. That was an incredible game. The other one for me was Reggie Miller hitting them threes. Woo! And what was it like? What was it like? 9 seconds, 11 seconds, something like that.
8.9.
Yeah, that was insane to me. That was crazy. The other one for me was Reggie Jackson, clutch, them home runs in the World Series. That's how he got that name, Mr. October, because he was, he was box office. And the other one broke my heart because I'm a diehard Oakland A's fan. Kirk Gibson comes off the bench, injured, pinch hit. All we needed was an out.
Yep.
And Eck was on the mound and a low inside pitch, and he golfed it out, and that was game and clutches. That broke my heart, man. Those are my 5.
I like your list, bro. Let me see what Jay's doing. Jay, give me your list, bro. Give me your list, Jay.
Well, whenever there's a somebody already said it, so I get to that first. You got to go MJ over Elo, man, with 3 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that man just snatched all the Cleveland Souls for about 2 decades with that shot.
Yeah, until LeBron was born, right?
That's what I'm saying. LeBron had to happen because of that shot.
Yeah.
Speaking of LeBron, I'm gonna go LeBron James in the 2017 NBA Finals. The man averaged 33.6, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists, and his team lost the series because they had KD and too much firepower. That's the first time I ever saw a dude on the losing team deserve Finals MVP. Number 3, Mr. 444, Moses Malone in the 83 NBA playoffs.
Wow.
That's clutch.
Man, Mo averaged 26 points and 18 rebounds a game. Unheard of. And they swept the Lakers. Number 2 for me, I gotta go Isaiah Thomas. When he had the sprained ankle and dropped 25 in 1 quarter. Crazy. You don't get more clutch than being hurt on one leg and you dropping 25 on dudes' heads in 12 minutes.
That's true.
At the number 1 spot, this is for you, Frank. LeBron James 2018 Eastern Conference Finals. The Boston Celtics are up 3-2. Game 5. Bron says, no, sir. Hold his 35, 15, and 9 on 50% shooting. Then they force a game 7. They go into Boston and beat their head in, and he goes back to the finals.
I ain't gonna be taking too much of this abuse, this Boston Celtics.
That was 2018, right? What did he do in the finals? Did he win that in 2018?
Yes, they won in 2018. Yes, they won. Wow, you just want to ask again, Dugas, just so you can say
No,
it
no,
again?
no, 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 no. I was just no, because that was clutch.
That was Jason Tatum's rookie season. It came in.
It was clutch.
It was dope. It was rookie season, and obviously they had those issues. But who cares? We ain't talking about that right no more. Who cares? We passed that. Rodney
He had
Perry.
44 in the game, though.
Nobody asked you, Jason. Nobody asked you.
Tell him why you mad, son. Tell him why you mad.
I'm mad. Rodney Perry, where we at?
Well, was that the same season? Because what I got on my list is the LeBron James chase down block. So he didn't make the.
I think that was 16.
No, I think it was the year after, bro. He was in the finals.
I think it was the year after.
Yeah, that's when it was 73-9 when he pinned Iggy. Yeah.
Yeah, he come from behind Iggy, run chase down block, and that's really the play of the game. Because we know that Kyrie Irving hit the shot after that, but if he don't have that block, ain't no shot after that. So that's on my list. I'm going way 1932. Babe Ruth stepped to the plate and said, "I'm about to hit you one over there."
Yeah, he did.
And hit that mug. The next pitch out the park, right where he said it was gonna go. I had the Reggie Miller 8 points in 8.9 seconds. The Jordan flu game.
Which one?
When he had the flu, he was sick. He was like,
that was flu a couple times, right?
No, one time in the finals.
One time in the finals.
Against Utah. Cut it out, Jason.
All right, and Super Bowl 34, the Titans about to score, and Mike Jones make the clutchest tackle of all time. The pass in right there. He's right there on the precipice of changing the game, winning the game, and a heads up stalemate tackle by Mike Jones. Well done, Mike Jones. And here's a golf one. I'm trying to find some shit y'all wouldn't have already. Jonathan Bird. Jonathan Bird hits a walk-off hole-in-one. A walk-off. And you never hear about a walk-off in a golf, but it was a walk-off hole-in-one. Hit a hole-in-one. You know how hard it is to hit a hole-in-one? Dude hit a hole-in-one to win the whole tournament. Well done, Johnny B.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Frank, hey, Rodney, what was that sound Jordan made again when he had the flu?
I know, right? Hey, Frank.
What you
Hey, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Frank. Before we go to the next one, I got one that we all should have said. One of the biggest clutch moments in sports, and in honor of the man, George Foreman, when he fought Michael Moore. Nobody thought he was going to win that fight. Nobody, even during the fight, we thought he was going to lose. And then, bam, just like that, he came back and won. If there ain't a clutch moment to you.
But see, the difference is, I'm saying
that Tiger Woods putt. Well, that Tiger Woods putt was incredible.
Yeah, I'm talking about moment. I'm not necessarily talking about a whole game. I'm talking about a moment when something happened that changed the, you know what I mean, like a home run or a putt or a base stolen, something, something along the lines of that.
You know what, Frank? I'm glad you said that. I think I got one more.
Go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
I'm emceeing a stripper competition, pole dance.
With a Cherokee and Pinky.
No. It was a young lady named Spider, and she was down. The other Hennessy was kicking her butt, and this lady climbed to the top of the roof, 50 feet in the air, and she let herself slide down the pole about 80 miles an hour and stopped herself right before she hit the ground. It was amazing. The place came unglued. What a clutch moment.
That's definitely a clutch moment in sports. And clutch your pearls moment. I hear what you say, Rod. I hear what you say. You clutch your pearls. Clutch your pearls. So, all right, let's keep this moment rolling. I was going to talk about the best dunkers, but before I get to that, because we talk about dunking all that time, let's do the worst contract signings in sports first. Let's do that one first, then come back to the best dunking. And I'm going to start 5 and work my way up to 1 real fast. I'm going to do this real fast. Because number 1, Bobby Bonilla got a contract from the Mets. The worst part about this contract, y'all not sitting at home, he's getting $1.2 million a year all the way up until 2035. Like, that's crazy. I can't even believe somebody still signed that. Jamarcus Russell, he got one of the best rookie contracts all time. The contract came at $32 million guaranteed, and at the time was the richest rookie deal in NFL history when he got drafted. That's easy, like low-hanging fruit. That one was. Number 3, for the Boston Red Sox folks out there, Carl Crawford signed one of the worst Red Sox contracts of all times. Still reverberates. $142 million, 7-year deal. Carl Crawford ended up hitting one of the lowest batting averages in Red Sox history when they called, before that he was doing work. When he got signed, he bottomed out and they ended up trading him in year 2. Albert Haynesworth, following 2008 season, 7-year, $100 million deal. And at the time, it was dope. And then right after that, he started to decide he didn't want to play. He started, I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play that game. Turned out to be one of the worst football players, getting one of the worst lowest sacks of all time. Haynesworth ended up just being one of the worst players to sign. But Ricky Williams has got to be, to me, have the worst contract ever signed in sports. And it was negotiated, for you sitting at home, don't know it. It was negotiated by Master P. Master P got him an entire contract that
All
was
incentives.
based on incentives.
Yep.
Whole contract based on incentives. And it was worth up to $68 million. And that's when you're smoking a whole lot of weed, because you agreed to sign that contract. So, my man, who's next? Howie, give me your worst contract signings ever.
Well, I definitely got Albert Haynesworth on there. That was amazing to me, man. His contract, 7 years, $100 million. That's ridiculous. And at that time, you know what I'm saying? That was what, 09 or something like that.
Yeah.
I just remember him not living up to his potential at all. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was he had some moments he shined, but he wasn't. Kwame Brown, man. At the time, he had a 4-year deal with the Lakers for $11.9. I mean, with the Wizards for $11.9 million. $11.9 million, bro. 4-year deal with the Wizards, and he wound up being horrible, and probably one of the worst. And I want to say, he was the first overall pick in 2001, and first overall pick.
Michael Jordan too. Michael Jordan picked him, so that makes
Michael Jordan was a player too at the time too. Yeah, but he was playing at the time. That's crazy. That deal was bananas, man. He never lived up to his. Luau Deng, y'all remember Luau Deng?
I remember Dang.
Luau Deng, he signed a deal kind of like towards when he wasn't really as good. A 4-year deal with the Lakers for $72 million. $72 million 4-year deal. He wound up only playing 57 games in 4 years. Horrible, man. Wound up being the worst, man. He retired, man, with the Minnesota Timberwolves after that. He only played the season after that. And they only averaged like 1 point per game or something this last year. Absolutely horrible, man. Made all that money. Didn't really play. He basically robbed the NBA. The deal, whatever you want to call it, contract between whatever the hell they had with the devil, or whatever the hell shit with Don King and Mike Tyson. I think that
That's any Don King contract, right?
Anyone, but you can just pick the whole Tyson relationship with King, and it was obscure to say the least. I mean, it's got to be one of the worst. Because nobody knows what this contract was about. And Don King made so much money, man. I mean, the reports said that he wound up making, I think, over 30% of Mike Tyson's money during their tenure. Mike Tyson, I did find out that he sued him, though. He sued him in 1998 for $100 million. And he didn't get it. He got $14 million. They settled out of court in 2004. So for $14 million, that was one of the worst contracts of all time on that one. Oh man, Jamarius Russell for the Raiders. Remember him, quarterback? Coming out of college, was supposed to be the man. Oh my God, he was the first overall pick in 2007. Damn, Dugar, I'm sorry.
Hey, no, I'm good. I'm a Niner guy now. You can have it.
Hey, dude, which team?
That dude signed a deal for $68 million. You hear me? A 6-year contract for $68 million, man. And dude had 7 wins and 18 losses in his career. He only played 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And he ate all of it, too.
He was horrible. They wound up cutting him. That's how bad he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And word is he's broke now. He's broke.
Those are my contracts.
That's your
He working at Popeyes now. He a manager at Popeyes.
Yeah, right.
Cut it out. Give me yours. Mo.
All right, number 5. Any team that Ben Simmons plays for. Anybody that gives Ben Simmons a contract is a nut. I'm sorry. I wouldn't give Ben Simmons a toothpick if I owned a lumber yard. I'm telling you right now. Anybody that gives Ben Simmons a contract is dumb. Any contract. Deshaun Watson. I don't know what Cleveland was smoking. They must have been smoking what Ricky Williams was smoking that night.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Give him all that money, and guaranteed.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They got bad massage parlors in Cleveland, bro.
Yeah.
Hang on with him.
I'm gonna say right now, and I'm a big Yankee fan, Jarrett Cole. Our ace pitcher right now for the Yankees, who really wasn't all that great to me, even though he won the Cy Young 2 years ago. The Yankees should have never gave him all that money. I don't know what they were thinking. You know, the Yankees ain't been right since. And I take that right back to A-Rod. A-Rod wasn't even supposed to come to New York. He was supposed to be a Boston Red Sox. If you watch the tape closely, they were supposed to get A-Rod, and the Yankees were supposed to get Kurt Schilling. And something happened that night, and it all got turned around. A-Rod came to New York and only won 1 ring. How does that happen? They gave him and he's still catching checks to this day, probably from New York, man. And
54 over 10, wasn't it?
Wasn't he like the first $200 million guy or something like that?
Yeah,
or the first $20 million guy in baseball? It was something like that. Yeah, 2-something over 10 years, right? He was the first $20 million guy in baseball. And Kwame Brown.
Is that your number 5?
Yeah, man. Man. That was it. Cause that was that.
Yeah, Kwame Brown's low hanging fruit. It's terrible, but it is horrible. It is horrible. Let's see, Dugar, give me your list, bro. Give me your list.
Hey, some of them was ran off already, man. I gotta say, any team that signed Ben Simmons, any team that signed Aaron Rodgers after 40.
Yeah.
Go to Pittsburgh.
Definitely Jamarcus Russell. I mean, the dude had a cannon of an arm. They thought he was going to be another Doug Williams. But he ate himself through that contract and got caught up in them Oakland streets. That's what happened to him. He done.
In them strip clubs. That's true.
Al Davis really wasted some money on it. I don't know what Al saw. The other one, Deshaun Watson, man. Ever since he signed that contract, it should have been like an incentive with baby oil and massage oil because he been downhill ever since he signed that contract. And the other one I gotta say was Master P negotiating for Ricky Williams, man. I mean, how did that go down? I mean, was it like, yo, P, I need you to get me as much money as you can? And P was like, nah. We're gonna do it like this. And look at him, man. That was crazy. Now he's doing yoga.
Yeah, he definitely is. Jay, give me yours, Jay. Let me see if your list is popping.
All right. First off, I'm surprised nobody said John Wall.
Oh, yeah.
John Wall signed a 4-year, $170 million contract, and he played 40 games.
Yeah.
And all 40 was played in year 2. He played none in year 1, none in year 3, none in year 4. He got $170 million.
Yeah, I forgot about
that.
Right?
Number 4 for me is Giancarlo Stanton for the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton signed a 13-year, $325 million contract, which isn't terrible, but the dude never plays, bro. I mean, he's on the shelf more than groceries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And number 3 is New York again, Daniel Jones. Like you paid this dude, and you didn't pay Saquon Barkley, who left in the division. Mind you, Saquon would have been less. It'd have been less to keep Saquon than Daniel Jones. And then you end up cutting the dude in the middle of the season after you just paid him. Terrible contract. Now, number 2 for me is a contract that didn't happen and should have. Shaquille O'Neal with the Orlando Magic. Shaq wanted 100 million. The Magic said, we'll give you 80. Shaq was like, listen, bro, Juwan Howard just got 105. Alonzo Mourning just got 100 million. I'm worth at least that. And they negotiated, telling him he don't rebound enough. His defense is lacking. Enters now enter Jerry West, who says, I'll give you 121 million. And he's up out of there. And they ain't been the same since. Right? And the number one spot for me, any contract that Michael Jeffrey Jordan signed with the NBA, he got cheated. I don't give a damn what they paid him. Whatever they gave him, it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
he signed a bad contract in every instance.
I like that. I like your list, Jay. I like your list. Rodney Perry, holla at me. What's your list?
I'm gonna start with Michael Jordan. I'm gonna give you this, Jay. Michael Jordan, when he wouldn't play baseball, he made more money than Akeem Olajuwon. He didn't play at all. He made like $4 million that season. Mm-hmm. And as a baseball player, he got almost $2 million for the Birmingham Bucknuts, or whatever the name of that team is.
Birmingham Barons.
Well, don't Barons. Don't feel something Michael Jordan.
He said Bucknuts.
Y'all remember when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa was having a home run rush? Well, yeah. Mark McGwire had a clause in his contract where he would get $1 for every. So Mark McGwire knew that more people came to the game because of him. So he got $1 over 200 over every human being over 200. Over 2 million, 2.8 million. They came to the game that season. He got $1 of that. He made over $400,000 just on that alone, which was more than his signing bonus.
Crazy.
Rick Meyer, crazy deal. The same person did his deal, did Tom Brady's deal, Don Yee. And so Rick Meyer had an apocalypse clause in his deal. He said, if the motherfucking world ends, nigga, I still want my money. Which is a crazy clause, but it's crazy. All right, Manny Ramirez, baseball great. Manny Ramirez had this concert in his contract, a deal for buffets.
Sushi.
He wanted a deal that wherever he go in the world, he want free sushi. What a fat back bastard.
I forgot about that one. That's a good one.
Oh God.
I think that's what I did. Oh, Glenn Davis, Big Baby Davis, he had a clause in his contract about maintaining his weight. And if it was up to like 2.5 million if he could keep his weight down. I don't think he ever got that money though.
He never made that.
No, he didn't get that.
Is he incarcerated now?
Yeah, he's incarcerated. Yeah.
We baby locked up?
Yeah, he locked up.
Yeah,
I thought he was doing social media.
Yeah,
it's all honey bun. Hey, it's all honey buns and ramen now for him.
Yeah, honey buns and ramen. That's a good one.
It's Slim Jims.
All right, so let's get ready to go to the next list. I want to make sure we definitely get in the top 5 most violent dunkers, not dunks, dunkers in the NBA or college. Okay, now for me, I got Zion Williamson in college. I like the way he was definitely, doing what he was doing, work in college. That's my number 5 for me. Number 4 for me is Shaquille O'Neal because Shaq was doing some work. Obviously, what he was doing in college and in the pros. Number 3 for me is easy, low-hanging fruit, Darryl Dawkins. Number 2, same thing, Vince Carter. But my number 1 spot, which was recently, is Anthony Edwards, because what he was doing in college, man, and what he was doing in the pros, I think he's one of the most violent dunkers when he gets his chance to get, if he gets the space, you can forget about it. He gonna take off. He gonna take off. Give me yours, Howie. Give me your top 5 most violent dunkers, not dunks, dunkers.
I think it's no particular order. I think that Kobe Bryant was a very violent dunker. He would embarrass you. He was awesome, man. I loved it when he put it down. Right now playing John Morant. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? The way his in-game dunks are absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, he's doing this thing, while they playing in real time. Incredible. I don't know if y'all remember Blake Griffin. He was
Yeah.
hell of a violent dunker, man. I mean, we really put it down. Of course, I gotta say Vince Carter. You already know him, man. He's definitely on top of the list. And of course, I gotta repeat this. Shaquille O'Neal, he broke the backboard, did all that stuff. Actually broke the backboard, I think, more than once. He was incredible. Probably one of the most violent dunkers in the NBA.
I like your 5.
He changed the whole way how they construct the backboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
You sure did.
Yeah.
Duke, I'll give you your top 5 most violent dunkers, not dunk.
Hey man, it's some violent cats that was dunking the ball. Definitely that Ja Morant. I mean, he just really put his midsection on Cat's forehead, and it's just so disrespectful. The other cat was definitely Daryl Dawkins.
That's true.
You know, he would name his dunks. That's how violent he was.
He sure did.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
He's another guy. He would put all his midsection and rub it all up on your face the whole nine. You know, and it wasn't nothing you was gonna do about it. The other one was Kenyon Martin.
I forgot about Kenyon.
He was just disrespectful with his dunks, man. And he was kind of like a tie with me with Dominique. You know, just disrespectful. But number one dunker, man, I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all, man. When I was balling on the JC level, and we would go to the park and play on them 8-foot rims, my God. I was a terror on them 8-foot rims, dog. You too, Rodney. You know what I'm saying? I was a savage
with himself
on them 8-foot rims, dog. Cass would just be like, "Why you dunk on him like that?" Because it's 8 feet tall.
Hilarious. Mo, can you top that top 5?
Oh my God. All right, number five. I don't know how nobody said this one yet. Dal Griffith, man. How do you not put Dr. Duncanstein in the most violent dunkers? He had the greatest poster ever with the basketballs. Dr. Duncanstein, Dal Griffith. I found that out by Larry Nance.
Yep, that's
Larry Nance was a monster back then. And if y'all ain't looking at Larry Nance now, when he was doing it back then, oh my God. Of course, we're gonna go with the naturals. You know, we got Darryl Dawkins. I was gonna put him at number 1. You know what I'm saying? And then I can't remember his name from Seattle with Gary Payton.
Kemp.
Sean Kemp.
Yeah,
Sean. He was the most vicious and disrespectful. If Sean Kemp was playing right now, he'd get thrown out every time he make a dunk because he was dunking all up in front of you, just making you feel real bad. And I'm gonna take this one back to high school. There was a guy in high school, even though he went to the pros, he didn't do it like he did in the pros, but he got to the pros becoming a vicious dunker in high school. Zion Williamson. Zion was a beast back then. That's what got him to be who he is now. He got into the pros by doing what he did in high school and social media. That's my 5.
I like that. Rodney Perry, give me your 5 top 5 most violent dunkers.
Oh wow! I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but they say Sean Kemp has 7 children, so he's a pretty violent dunker.
Yes.
He was kept it dipping.
Yeah. He evidently, yeah.
And you know, nobody said Westbrook. Westbrook is the Incredible Hulk of the NBA. He just always mad, so his dunks just come off really angry. Wait. Oh, nobody said this. Nate Robinson. At 5 feet 9 inches tall, he will put down some hard ass dunks. And another dunker that we don't hear a whole lot about. O.J. Simpson, man. O.J. Simpson dunked 2 human beings.
That's a good one.
And finally, world-renowned dunker, and nobody get his guy credit. Charles Barkley, man. Charles Barkley, he been dunking donuts for the last 30 years.
Hilarious. Man, I like your list. I like your list, Rodney Perry. I like your list. I
got a story from the strip club if you want it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dunk that one.
I'll save it for later.
No, I want to hear that one. I want to hear it, right?
I want to hear that one too. I want to hear it too.
No, go on and tell it.
Come back to it. Come back.
All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna close out the show with the worst sports broadcasters. You know, we're gonna give a list of the worst sports broadcasters. You can give as many as you want. I got 5. I got about 7 of them, but I'm only give you 5. For me, Jim Gray is horrible.
I love Jim Gray.
Nah, as a sports broadcaster, Jim Gray's a great interviewer, but as a sports broadcaster, he was terrible. Bill Walton will talk you completely to sleep and aggravate you watching the game. Couldn't stand, I still can't stand. Well, you know, sorry, rest in peace, Bill Walton. Yeah. Tony Kornheiser. I thank God he's on part of the interruption, but when he was on Monday Night Football, it was one of the worst games I used to have to watch, and I used to hate watching him on Monday Night Football. But Tony Saragusa, remember Tony the Goose on the sideline with the games after he retired from the Titans? Woo, he was horrible, hot trash. But to me, I think one of the worst ones is Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan calling baseball. I was like, Joe, please, you're killing me too, and you're a brother too. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. I didn't like him at all. And I could go more, but let me make sure I get all the fellas in there with yours. Howie, give me yours. Worst sports broadcasters, any amount you got.
Now, can it be broadcasters or is this like sports critics too? I'll kind of, you know,
however you want. Broadcasters, critics.
All right, so y'all remember this guy a long time ago. His name was Jimmy the Greek. He was he was on CBS. Yeah, he was a CBS football sports analyst for 12 years, and they fired him in 1988 because he said that because of slavery, that black people were genetically built different, therefore we excelled in sports better because of that. that was it. Literally got fired because of that. That probably would be a thing right now. It wouldn't be nothing. Anyway, that's a whole other thing.
He'd be Trump's VP right now for saying that.
Yeah, right. They would love him right now in the MAGA world.
Yeah.
Trust me. Skip Bayless. I don't know if y'all remember Skip Bayless. He's like a critic, sports guy. He got to be one of the worst. Nobody liked him. Not even the people that worked with him liked him. He had to be one of the worst dudes ever. And he always just seemed like he just was emotional about the wrong things. I don't know if y'all remember. Well, y'all remember him definitely because he is the one that created the. He could go all the way. Chris Berman. Remember Chris Berman?
Yeah.
Man, he tried to do broadcasting one time, and he was horrible. I want to say he only did it for like a week or two. Because I remember him doing it, him not really knowing how to do the tempo and the pace of it all, and him being a really good ESPN sports, analyzer and broadcaster for a long time. I thought he would easily transition into that. Absolutely horrible. My last two, let me see, Joe Buck and Chris Collinsworth, both of them. I hate them with a passion. Absolutely. Especially Chris Collinsworth. He seemed like he hates black people. I don't know, for some reason. I just don't like the way he analyzes it and the way he does.
Everybody in the NFL is black, so I can't agree with that.
I don't like the way he analyzes it. It just sounds sour every time he got to mention somebody. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the way they analyze it. And Joe Buck is just terrible. He's one of the dullest football analysts ever. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not no Greg Gumbel or no Brian Gumbel. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't matter finance. Mo, give me your group of sports analysts.
I didn't really do. I just did people who talk about sports, and I'm sorry for that, guys. My number 5 is Teddy Bruschi. I can't stand when Teddy Bruschi gets on there. He don't like nobody except New England. Any other football team, especially New York football teams, they're this, they're that. Would you shut up? I swear to God, he is the worst. One year, Monday Night Football decided to call up Frank and talk to Frank about putting comics on Monday Night Football. Y'all remember that?
No.
Right, that's how terrible it was. That really was. Y'all looking at me like I can't remember the name, but it was horrible.
Yeah, I got it coming up.
Keep going.
It was horrible. Right now, I think Tom Brady sucks. They gave him a boatload of money too. He knows the game, but he doesn't have the voice and the energy to keep you in tune with the game. I can't stand it. Tom Brady sucks. I had Bill Walton down also because he would rock you to sleep in the middle of a rock fight. He would be sitting there just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And that's my list.
Okay, that's your list. Dugard, give me your list, bro. Who's your list?
If he was still around announcing during the Obama time, Jimmy the Greek, he would definitely be canceled.
Yeah.
Right now, he would be a rock star if he said something like that.
Yeah.
The other guy is that Beavis and Butthead dude with the glasses, that Mel Kiper dude. I can't stand that dude, man. I'm just like, my God. What's the other dude? The fat black dude that don't like Stephen A. What's his name?
Whitlock.
Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock.
I hate him. I hate him.
Yeah.
Man, he need to be waterboarded, just like I can't stand that dude, man. The other one I had was Magic Johnson. Hey man, they threw the ball behind the pack and he was finger roll. Showtime. Magic, sit down, baby, sit down. It was horrible, man. And the other one that I had was Tony Romo. He sucked. He was bland. Nepotism.
Dude, I didn't. You could talk so fast, bro. That was hilarious. Your impression. Let's see. Jay, give me yours, Jay.
Hey, real quick, Bill Walton was terrible. I mean, he's horrible. That's all you heard the whole game. I mean, like he didn't have like 3 bad feet when he was playing. He wasn't shit. I hate Tim McCarver.
Yeah.
And when you pair him with Joe Buck, that's an insufferable tandem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth was on my list, but I told you why. Because I hate anything related to the Florida Gators. He's a Gator. I hate Florida. I hate blue and orange. I hate Gatorade. You hear me? Tony Romo talked too much. He talked like he got Brady's rings. I'm like, bro, you won 2 playoff games your whole career. Shut up sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? And then at the number 1 spot, anytime they bring Stephen A to talk about anything, can't take it.
I like your list.
Man, Stephen A. Smith's a genius, man. Don't knock him.
Yeah,
he's a genius.
Rodney Perry, closes us out, bro. Give me your list.
Here's the reality, man. It's an interesting question because the fact that you hate the guy means he's doing a great job.
That ain't what it means, Rodney.
That's exactly what it means. I mean, I hate Stephen A. Smith, but that means he's doing good. He's really good at his job. We love to hate these guys. Mad Dog Russo. I don't know why all these announcers yielded this old man. He is a racist. He's horrible. Mad Dog Russo can kiss my black. Anyway. I'm not a big fan of Troy Aikman calling games, man.
Nope.
Troy Aikman calling games is just horrible to me. It's like watching paint dry. And I think what you was trying to say, Mo, Dennis Miller. Monday Night Football. They tried to bring him in. He got quick wit and everything, but he got behind that mic on Monday Night Football, and I want to say he had a job for like half a month. Like he got.
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah, he was out of there quick. Everybody talk about Joe Buck. I like Joe Buck.
I do too. I like Joe Buck.
I like Joe Buck, but people talk about Joe Buck all the time. And on this list I found, they had John Madden, who is the father of the telestrator. Like only thing I hate about John Madden, he would draw shit on his telestrator that didn't have nothing to do with the game. All kind of stuff.
He did. He drew hot dogs and stuff. He would
draw food and stuff.
It was hilarious. All right, y'all. We get ready to roll out the show, man. But before we go, I gotta make sure ask everybody out there to tell everybody how they can follow Howie. How can we follow you? What you got going on?
Hey, man, everything all is well. I got my once-a-month show coming up that I do now in the Village in Manhattan, 144 Bleecker Street. It's right there. It's called Smack Village. Got that going on this weekend, man. It's been awesome. You can always reach me, Howie Bell, Howie Bezel, and all that good stuff, man. Good to see you, brothers, man.
Thank you, Howie. Appreciate you. Duga.
I'm home for the next 5 days doing some work in the garage. So you want to roll up, you can find me there. And you can catch me at Daniel Dugar Carnival. I post.
There it is. Mo.
Yeah, you can catch me on Mo_comic on the gram. And also don't forget my dysfunctional referee. And I'm out from cooking at the Garden this week. So I'm gonna be at all the clubs in Boston. Going tonight, I'm going to all the open mics, hang out, work on some new material. And this weekend I'm doing Comedy Studio in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
There it is. My man Rodney Perry, other comedian Rodney Perry.
What's up, y'all? Rodney Perry. Rodney Perry live on all social media. This weekend coming up, I'm rocking with Joe Claire, Comedy and Friends, Banging in Bowie, Maryland. It goes down myself, Rudy Rush, a few people on that show. I think Coco Brown is on there as well. It's gonna be a great night out. And I'm also doing Sunday there as well with Joe, a brunch show. So I'll be in Bowie, Maryland area all weekend. So pull up on your boy.
What's your comedy and crime thing tomorrow?
I want to say it's OJ.
Okay. Yeah. For those of you at home who don't know, Rodney Perry got a podcast called Comedy and Crime. I absolutely love it. Filmmaker Jason Hayes, Jay Hayes, your only filmmaker in the building. Tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
I'm a filmmaker too.
Right here.
Okay, sorry.
JD Hayes
It's
at JD Hayes at Fan Base, the Black People site.
Thank you all. Tomorrow we're gonna have another interesting show. You're gonna love some of these questions, man. I want to give a shout out to my man Kevin Lane for giving me. He gave me like 40 questions over the weekend, and I liked almost 30. I like 39 of them. Can't wait to throw that out there. White Chocolate helping us produce the show too in the background. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 o'clock, 5 to 6. Y'all, the show's called Box Seats. Thank y'all for watching. Tell a friend, and continue to watch. Thank y'all. Peace.